I mentioned that we got to talk about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry and how Michelle and I have something in common with them. And this is an ooh. And it has to do with Valentine's Day. So what do Michelle and I have to do with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? I'm going to tell you right now.
They go to Olive Garden also?
It is a restaurant. It's not Olive Garden. But Michelle, you read the story and then you noticed that, oh my God, we actually were there as well, right?
That's correct.
This is a crazy story. Ugh. And it was so good too until it was good until it wasn't.
You are right.
Yeah, so story came out, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had an early Valentine's Day date night in Whistler, British Columbia, Canada. And a couple of years ago, we broke our traditional go to Vail Christmas, family get together.
Yep.
And we went to Whistler in Canada for the very first time. This was 2 winters ago, right?
Okay.
What was it like?
I don't know.
I think it was 2022. It would have been, I think, 2022. Or,
Maybe I'd rather not remember it.
Here's the deal.
Was
So
Whistler's mother there?
we really enjoyed Whistler, and it was really a nice trip. But Michelle finds this story. Do you have it in front of you?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. Go ahead and read the portion that applies to us, MJ and Michelle.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle enjoyed a cozy Valentine's Day dinner at an Italian restaurant. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex took a break from their Invictus Games duties to dine at the posh Italian eatery Il Caminetto.
Yeah. So in Whistler, what are they up there for? What are the games?
Invictus Games.
The Invictus, some kind of
He started it. It's for veterans of war or
that's
conflict
nice.
that
Yeah.
have.
That's very for
Right.
disabilities.
Is it
Yeah.
soccer or
That's
rugby or
very very
something?
nice. That's
they do
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So they're there for the Invictus Games in Whistler, and they had an early romantic dinner at an Italian restaurant called Il Caminetto, which is right in the middle of Whistler Village. If you've ever been there, and guess what? Michelle and I and the kids, Chloe and Julian, we ate at this exact same restaurant, Il Caminetto, a couple of years ago over Christmas. But we had an issue there. We had an incident there. So Michelle had to have the risotto. There was a white truffle risotto, which was it was ridiculously priced. But you know what Michelle wants, Michelle gets.
Really?
So
Fester, you know long enough. That's not what Michelle wants. Michelle gets. Come on.
It's not the point.
All right, so Michelle orders the white truffle risotto at Il Caminetto in Whistler, where Prince Harry and Meghan Markle just had a romantic pre-Valentine's Day dinner.
What, was there like a hair in it or something?
Yes.
Oh,
Get out of here.
Dude,
Get out of here. Really?
So you've got shaved white truffle on top of this. And,
Oh,
and,
my gosh.
And the dish was phenomenal. It was delicious.
Listen, it's the kind of dish, it's a lot of food. And as everyone knows, I only eat like half of my dishes when they come. And also I was sharing, like Julian and I were probably...
and she doesn't throw away the other half.
Oh, no.
So Michelle has the rule of halves. She eats half, and you bring half home.
Bring half home.
And you
Right.
enjoy it for lunch the next day or
Right.
whatever.
And there was a hair.
So
was it a long hair?
Oh my gosh, Fester. It was like the longest, blackest, dark hair that, it was just,
Fester, stop gagging over
and
there.
everybody,
Stop.
Disgusting.
You're gonna induce.
everybody at the table had a bite of the food, and we were so enjoying. I was not going to be able to take half of it home. Actually, I was so disappointed because Julian was loving it. Chloe had enjoyed a bite. You had enjoyed a bite,
Right.
and then I'd only had like a few bites.
And then you fish it out, and it
But-
never ends.
But here's the
oh
deal.
my
And it's
gosh.
covered in sauce.
Here's the deal.
Fester.
Here's the situation. All right. It wasn't on top.
No,
It was like midway through,
Yes.
so we had all eaten it, and then
and then it was there.
it's the Todd. What is this?
So it's like.
And then Michelle grabs the hair
Oh, no.
and starts pulling the hair, and it just wouldn't stop. It was like a Rapunzel black hair.
Yes,
It-
it was just so.
it-
It was like Meghan Markle's hair. It's the long
Yeah.
black
Guess what?
strand of hair that's
Oh,
never
wait,
ending.
oh, wait a sec. Prince Harry found a short little curly black hair in his food. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. All right, but oh man, and that risotto dish was so good,
delicious.
and it's amazing how something so good can become so bad. So we call the waiter over, and Michelle's holding up the hair over the plate, and the
Discreetly.
waiter, the waiter, his face just turns
Yeah.
as white as the white truffle, the shaved white truffle, and. Didn't he say they brought the manager
The manager
over?
came over
Didn't they
to
say?
apologize.
Did they say something about
Yes.
someone in the kitchen that won't wear a hairnet or
Yes.
something?
They said they knew who it was.
They knew exactly. So they knew
Why, there's only a
immediately.
few
They knew
rules.
immediately that it wasn't like some kind of a sabotage deal
Right.
where we were like trying to scam them to get like a free meal or whatever.
Right.
They knew immediately whose hair it was. It was like the waiter or the manager said, "Oh yeah, we know who that belongs to," and I think I had probed the waiter a little later, and I think he might have said, "Yeah, there's a guy back there. He doesn't wear his hairnet." I'm like, "What the hell?
That's unacceptable.
Of course it's unacceptable."
Right.
What kind of laws do they have in Canada?
Right?
Of course it's unacceptable, but it was the longest.
Mhm.
And then then you go, bleh, like, oh my God.
Yeah. But I like to be discreet in situations like that because I was saying also that, Chloe and I were dining in New York City and
Oh yeah, where was that?
it was on the Upper West Side, a cute little Tex-Mexy place that's no longer there. But we were having brunch on a Sunday and all of a sudden there was a little friend crawling up the column next to me. And I was like, oh, how am I going to do this? Because there were other patrons in the restaurant. Like, I don't want to create
Make
a
a
scene.
scene, right, yeah.
I'm just not that kind of person. So I walked over to the host at the, station at the front door. And I was like, I just want to let you know, I don't want to have a big scene made, but there's a little bug crawling up the wall over there. It's a little like juvenile roach kind of thing. And they were like, thank you for letting us know.
You
But
said
then-
it was a juvenile roach.
Well, because it wasn't a baby one, but it wasn't a big one. And so, the waiter came over.
You didn't
and-
go, roach!
No, right. And the waiter came over.
You didn't
and
say, waiter, could you bring me a can of Raid?
no,
No.
but he came over and caught it in a napkin and then took it away. And then they gave us a free dessert. And we were like,
yay.
"Mm,
Yeah.
I think our meal is kind of done.
All right, so back to the black hair.
Yeah.
They took the risotto
Yes.
off of the bill. What do you do in that case? Do you just take the one item off the bill, or
Yeah.
should you comp the whole thing?
Now
What do
get
you think?
The one item. One item's it.
You know what? I want to ask.
Really?
I want to ask our listeners on this. What do? You find a nasty 2-foot-long black hair in your risotto.
And everybody else ate their meals happily?
No, well, yeah, we did, but we all had a
Well-
taste. We all had a taste of this dish before we found the hair.
I think there was some inspection going on, at each person's plate.
All
at
right,
that
so
point.
here's the deal. I've got a question. I'm not going to belabor this, but let me go to phones here quickly. And if you're in the restaurant business, if you're a server, if you're a restaurant owner, somebody finds a seriously long black hair all woven through their dish. What do you do?
Yeah, what is the protocol?
Do you just take that item off the bill, or do you comp the whole meal? Hey, I can say it now, but remember at Shula's Steakhouse? 'Cause Shula's is gone.
Oh my God.
Oh, the Shula's story.
What happened
and,
at Shula's?
And I like Shula's.
And it was a Valentine's Day dinner.
It was Valentine's dinner. Let me go to phones on this, and we'll tell the Shula story while we're screening calls. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. What do? You find a giant hair. Do you just take the food item off, or do you comp the whole meal? What is acceptable here? 800-990-1047. And I'd love to know, if you're in the restaurant business, what your take on this is. 800-990-1047. So, Michelle, you want to tell the Shula story?
Now?
Yes, right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah.
So it was Valentine's Day, Saturday, whatever year it was. Chloe was 2.
Chloe was 2 years old, so it
I-
would have been like 2003, 2004.
Right. And so we're eating dinner, and she was sitting across from me in between your parents, and they'd served my salad, and I was eating the salad, and as I was eating it, she kind of popped forward out of her seat.
You had a Caesar salad.
A Caesar
Yep.
salad. She popped forward out of her seat, like maybe up on her knees or, up on her legs a little bit.
Chloe is 2 years old.
And she came forward and she pointed. So she's leaning on the table. She's a little taller than the rest of us. And she says, "Mommy, your salad is moving."
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
You know, you don't want to hear, "Mommy, your salad is moving."
and I'm like, what? Because she could see from her perspective, the lettuce was moving around on that side. And sure enough, there was a little friend under there, Fester.
Oh,
There
my
was
God.
a roach with lettuce on its back moving through Michelle's plate.
That's
Oh,
terrible.
my
The
God.
lettuce was moving. This was Shula's Steakhouse, right? You know, right? It used to be in the Intercontinental.
Yeah.
And I like Shula's.
It was great when it was great when there were no roaches on your plate.
Guess what? Our restaurant's great with no roaches on your plate. It's a new slogan.
There you go.
Mommy, your salad is moving. Oh,
I mean,
God.
it was like you tried not to laugh because, then you had to tell the waiter and be serious
All right.
about it.
Let me take a couple calls, then we got to get to what people are slathering on their bodies. Yeah. Hey, Michelle, I want to know if you know about this.
All right.
What people are slathering on their bodies. We'll get to that in a second. Look at the phones. Phones have exploded. Sherry is in St. Pete. Hi, Sherry. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning, MJ, Michelle, and Fester. Hope all is well.
All good. Go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted you to know, my opinion is they should have comped the whole meal. I was at the Brown Derby, which is in Madeira Beach. I mean, many, many years ago. They've since closed in the 80s.
Right.
But I had a long neck beer, and the waiter brought it over, and I went to grab it. I was drinking out of the bottle, and honest to God, there was the biggest cockroach stuck with his back against the neck of the bottle, and his legs were moving.
Oh, my
Oh, my
God.
God.
That's
It was awful.
That's
It
terrible.
was awful. And we had the whole meal comp, needless to say.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the funny thing is, I was so discreet about it, and when the waiter came over, I showed him, and I'm like looking at him, and he's going, "Oh my God!"
Oh, so you were you were discreet, but the waiter was freaking out.
Like, what is going on?
That's hysterical. Sherry, thanks for the call. Have a great day. CJ in Dade City. CJ, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ.
Yeah.
Hi, Michelle. Hey, Fester.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Hey, guys. So at Chili's, what we would do is comp just the one item, but if there was like a hair or something in it, we would comp the whole meal.
See, they would comp the whole meal. So we ended up paying for the meal just minus the risotto. So thank you, CJ. Jill in San Antonio. I drive through San Antonio to get to Dade City. So hello, Jill. Welcome.
Yeah. I'm the old lady school teacher. I live in Port Richey, but I teach in Dade City.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know who I am. Anyway, so we were in New York, and I had a salad.
Now, you're the 80-something-year-old school teacher, right?
Yeah, 81.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
And-
Unfreaking believable. It's just so incredible, Jill. You sound like you're in your 30s. Go ahead.
Thank you. I love you. Anyway, so we had a salad, a big salad, and I don't remember the name of the restaurant in New York, but it was a nice restaurant. And something felt funny in my mouth, and I took it out, and it was a piece of glass.
Oh.
And yeah. And I called the waiter over, and I said, "There's glass in the salad." He goes, "Oh, my God." He said, "We did. We broke a glass while we were making the salad." They didn't comp me anything.
Oh,
They
my-
bought me a new salad.
Oh, no. I
Yeah,
thi-
like I was really going to eat it.
That's awful. All right. Hey, thank you, Jill.
Yeah.
Always great to hear
Okay.
from you.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, Pam in Newport Richey. Pam, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Yep.
I would definitely have them comp the meal, well, not the meal, but the plate, and replace it at no charge, plus maybe offer a dessert or a drink or coffee or something.
They did offer to replace it, didn't they, Michelle?
No, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't?
Nope.
Oh,
They didn't offer to
that's
replace
weird.
it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they brought us
Right.
the dessert.
All right, Pam, thanks for the call. Mike in Plant City. Mike, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning.
Hey.
I used to manage the Bob Evans restaurant for about 5 years.
Yep.
And if I ever had an occurrence of something like that happening or that something was wrong with one of the meals, I would definitely comp the whole table.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do.
Do you think it had to do with like the price point? I mean, no offense to Bob Evans, but let's say a Bob Evans family of 4 eats for $50.
Right.
You know,
right.
or you go to a fancier restaurant and the bill is $500 or
Right.
or $400. I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't know how much
Listen,
it was. But
dinner was expensive.
Sure.
Listen, if Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are dining at this Il Caminetto in Whistler, it was an expensive dinner.
tonight they're eating at the Bob Evans in Whistler. But, you know, I mean, MJ, if you're in a
want
restaurant.
to take into account too, though, the cost of the goods sold. Okay, the cost of the goods isn't the actual retail price of the restaurant menu price. The cost of the goods is actually what the restaurant's paying for it.
Yep. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate the restaurant insight. So,
Yep,
Mike,
you bet.
you have a great day. Madden is in Tampa. Madden, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, MJ. I work at a restaurant in Tampa, and it's like a decently nice one, but it's so I expedite. So I'm with the food, I garnish and all. I've found a couple hairs, so they usually get most of the time found before you even get it.
All right, so all right, so
my God,
obviously the big question, Madden, is if you find a hair as you're prepping and getting ready to expedite to the table and rush it out, if you find a hair, do you just pluck that
Yes, I
hair
say fine.
off, or
I
do
say
you
fine.
have them remake the dish?
Well, I let my manager deal with that, but I will say fine.
Well, hold on, no, I gotta know. So what happens? You find a hair before you bring it out to the table. Is the hair just getting plucked, like,
I've
or are they remaking the dish?
I've seen people just pluck it.
Oh.
I've seen some servers do it.
Oh man,
Just
all right.
pluck and pass it out.
But,
man, that's plucked up,
but-
man.
It really comes down, which the restaurant I work at is very good because it really comes down to the executive chef and how organized the kitchen is. And a lot of executive chefs are not organized, and it makes the kitchen a lot more messy.
All right.
Which I'm really surprised a lot more people don't get sick.
God, that's nice to hear. Madden, thank you, buddy. So, look at this. In Clearwater, Richard's on the line, and Richard is a former executive chef. Hello, Richard. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
MJ, good morning, brother.
Hey, how you doing? Go ahead.
Hey, listen, I was an executive chef back in the day when you guys first started, and I brought you food back in the 90s. I brought you crawfish etouffee, shrimp creole. I sat in the studio with you guys. We chatted at length. It was a great experience.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
if you remember me or not.
Oh, yeah. How can we
I
forget?
remember the 1995 crawfish that you
Yes,
brought in.
the
Yes.
meal from
Yes,
25
sir. I was
years
at Jams
ago.
and Java back in the day.
What was the name of it?
Jams and Java.
Oh, I remember absolutely. I remember that. Yes.
The old Makos on Gulf to Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were great. Hey, listen, I'm a
What? We were great. We're not great
chef
anymore.
now,
What
and
are you
there's
saying?
2 ways
All right.
that you can deal with that situation.
All right, 2 ways to deal with it. Go
Not a
ahead.
single meal.
Yep.
But if you want to retain them as customers and not have them go all over town and down talk your establishment, you have to comp the entire table. You have to
Yeah.
approach the table, hat in hand, very apologetic, comp the entire table, and tell them you hope you see them again, and so on and so forth.
All right, so to retain the business and to try to thwart somebody from just spreading the story all over the place, so you think if you comp the whole table, the whole meal, that kind of guilts them into not spreading the word?
Well, not so much, because what they're going to do is they're going to go out and about and they're going to talk about it, but they're going to talk about how, and I as the executive chef would do the table visit.
Yeah.
So they're going to tell everyone, listen, the chef came out, he was very apologetic, he comped the entire meal, and this shouldn't happen in the first place. All my people in the kitchen, they have to wear a head covering.
All right, let me ask you a question. In your years of being an executive chef,
I mean-
what is the worst thing that ever made it on a plate out to a table?
I've been lucky, brother. I've never had any issues whatsoever.
Wow.
Because I'm hypersensitive about. I even make them change into their uniform when they get into work, because if they put their uniform on and then come to work, they can bring debris and certain things in on their uniform.
Gotcha. Richard, hey, thanks for checking in, and feel free to bring us some crawfish in the future.
So, but MJ, he's right. I mean, think about it. You were in a tourist town. They knew they probably weren't going to see you again.
Oh, those stupid Americans.
these are Canadians now. But you know, they knew that you were gone in a couple of days, so they're gonna get you for a few bucks because our bad, we'll comp the meal, but still give us the rest of the money.
But don't you think they might be worried about my Google review?
No.
What if I'd have taken a picture of it?
Okay, it's a place that the prince is going to. They don't care about your Google review.
The food is great if you like long black hairs in your dish.
You know what? Prince Harry loves long black
hair. That's true.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one last call on this, and I got to move on. Heather in Brandon. Heather, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, MJ. I was just calling. I was just letting you know a funny story. I went up to go visit my parents. They live in Butler, PA, and they were bragging about this mom and pop diner that I had to eat there. They eat there all the time. So I went with them. My dad ends up getting a tuna melt. I'm watching him across the table eat. He took a big bite of his sandwich. Next thing you know, he's pulling a massive hairball out of his mouth. It was the worst. Needless to say, they don't go there very often anymore.
Oh, no.
I would say that might spoil your appetite just a little bit. All right, Heather, look at the phones. I mean, just a quick little mention, and Andrew's turning calls away still because I got to move on.
But the chef brought up a good point because it was kind of a touristy town. You're not going back there.
Yeah,
not anytime soon.
You like the video? If so, go ahead and click like, share, subscribe, and get more.